Yes, I will for present Preeti,
Yeah.
and I will read her biodata. So, Preeti pursued bachelor's and master's in electronics and telecommunication engineering from the Don Bosco College of Engineering and the Goa Engineering College, respectively. She served as a faculty at the Institute of Shipbuilding Technology and is presently a PhD scholar and teaching assistant in the Electronics and Communication Engineering Department of National Institute of Technology of Goa, India, and Institute of National Repute. The field of healthcare innovation interests Preeti immensely, and her research always focuses on the betterment of human health conditions. Presently, Preeti is designing a novel medical module for the contactless monitoring of a human respiration using infrared thermography and artificial intelligence. This research aims to overcoming the issues faced by patients worldwide due to the existing respiration monitoring devices, which are based on contact. Cree has presented this model on prestigious international platforms in India, San Diego, and Anaheim, Brazil, and Tokyo. She has also published this work in the Journal of High Impact in the research community. She serves as the review of reputed peer-reviewed journals, and Preeti was recognized as the Gem of Goa by the Prime Media Goa for her contributions in the field of science. Her research and achievements were appreciated by the Goa State Legal Service Authority, Government of Goa, India, on the occasion of the International Day of Women in Science. She was recognized as an inspiration for aspiration by Directorate of Women and Child Development, Government of Goa, India, for being a successful woman scientist who has brought laurels to the country. In 2020, the Elsevier journal Infrared Physics and Technology listed her work as the most downloaded one with the highest social impact. Preeti was selected among 15 renowned scientists from around the world to present her research at the São Paulo School of Advanced Science in them topics in biophotonics here in Brazil, with a complete grant from FAPESP. Preeti is the only Indian woman scientist listed as a renowned woman in optics globally by the International Society of Optics and Photonics, SPI, the USA for the 2021 planning. She earned acclaim from the Honorable Education Minister of India, Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal. I think I don't know is how to
It's
pronounce
Ramesh Pokhriyal.
Ramesh Pokhriyal, and the
Yeah.
Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Pramod
Pramod Sawant.
Sawant. Okay, for the same. Uh, Pretty success story got featured all around the country and also in the USA press release of Spy. On the occasion of the Woman in History month, she was featured by International Society of Optics and Photonics USA as a woman who is creating history in the field of STEM. Preeti is a strong proponent of education and has experience speaking at several global forums, and she mentors STEM students and guides them in developing innovative projects. Preeti is the vice president of the SPIE Goa chapter, and her chapter was awarded the prestigious Equity, Diversity, and Inclusivity. Inclusion Grant from SPIE USA in 2020. So hello, Preeti. I
Hi,
think it,
Giancarlo.
I think it's going well. And
Yes. Am I audible?
oh,
Okay. So, should I start?
yes,
Okay. So, okay, here I go. First of all, I would like to tell you all that I'm feeling very privileged and honored to be spending my evening with you all. And I'm really thankful to your chapter and your institute for giving me this opportunity. So basically, I have divided this talk into two parts. In the beginning, I'll tell you something about myself because the topic is my journey as a woman in STEM. And in the latter part, I would like to tell you all about my SPI chapter, the various activities that we conduct, and how these activities are helpful. So whilst telling y'all that what are the different things about me, what I felt is instead of directly telling y'all, okay, that if we do this, then you might be successful. If we do that, you'll be successful. I thought it will be better if I share certain special experiences or instances of my life that were helpful in shaping me and making the person that I am today. So maybe listening to those incidents, y'all can analyze those incidents and perhaps something y'all can learn from those incidents. So the very first incident that I want to tell y'all about my life is when I was a kid. Okay, so I was a very sincere kid and I used to like acting. And y'all might be thinking that why I'm telling about what I used to do when I was a kid, but this is an important incident, so I'm telling y'all. So I was interested in taking part in a fancy dress competition, and I wanted to become Miss Universe. So once I was interacting with my friends, and the next day we had the competition, and they asked me that, okay, tomorrow is the competition. What are you going to become? And I said I want to become Miss Universe. And they were really, beautiful, pretty girls, fair skinned girls, and I, as I was really dark, and they started laughing on me, and they commented that what, you'll become Miss Universe, you're too dark and too ugly to be Miss Universe. Okay, and I was a small kid that time. It really affected me. I went home crying and I told my mother that I'm not going to take part in that competition because I was really hurt. And then my mother asked me why, what happened. And then I told her that I'm too dark and too ugly to portray the part of a Miss Universe. That time, my mother just told me that the only thing that really matters is self confidence. Everything else fades with time. But your self confidence is what really matters. So you will play the part of Miss Universe, go and take part. And I was really a good girl who used to listen to my mother when I was a kid. I went, I took part as Miss Universe, and I also won the first prize. And the same people who had laughed at me came and apologized to me and my mother. So that was a very small incident, but it taught me something really big. And that thing has really not left my head till date. And it has really been helpful in my life. And that is the only permanent thing that really matters is self-confidence. If you have self-confidence, no matter where you go, even if you feel that you are in a crowd of people who are much more beautiful, much more talented than you, if you have that confidence in you, then trust me, you can even win the world. Okay, so that was the first thing that I wanted to tell you all that shaped my life. Second is, uh, uh, in the path of success, what really matters is positive thinking. So after my bachelor's and master's, I had decided to take up a job of a faculty because I like teaching, and I had gone for the interview. This is about my first job, how I got my first job. When I had gone for the faculty interview, I was a fresher. Like I had just passed. I had zero experience, and the people around me were my own teachers. Like even they had come for the interview. Okay. And my seniors. and there were many, like almost 90 to 100 candidates, and just 6 to 7 vacancies were there. So as soon as we entered, I had entered with my friends, and my friends were like, we sat there like morning 9 I went until 3:30 p.m. we were just sitting there because so many candidates were going inside, coming out. And then my friends are like, you know what, it is impossible that we get this job, because finally they are our seniors, they are our teachers, and we are just freshers. I don't think we'll get this job. Very less chances, let's just go. Many of them left and went, and I was just confused, what should I do, because I didn't have any other option. I wanted to work in Goa, and there are very less job opportunities here for teaching. So it was like, I want this job only because it was my passion to do teaching. And that was the time when I kept on saying to myself, forget all the reasons why it won't work. Just focus on that one reason why you feel it will work. And that one reason was, I have worked hard, I have worked honestly. And I just kept on focusing on that always I have worked hard. This is one reason why I feel it will work. I went, I answered the interview, and I came out. I didn't know what will happen. And after 1 month, like they were going to declare the results, after 1 month, I got a call from them, and they told me that I have got the job. So this was the second thing that I really want y'all to remember, that no matter, y'all might be thinking that this is not possible. There are people much talented, much experienced than us, and there is very little chance that we might get this opportunity. Y'all should always think that forget all the reasons why you feel it won't work. Just focus on that one reason why you feel you deserve it and it will work, and you will really get it. You should have that positive approach. Then I entered the teaching job, and it was a really good job. It was a 9 to 5 job, but I realized that I want to do something else. Like teaching is a very good profession, of course, but I felt that I didn't fit in there. I wanted to explore. I wanted to evolve. I wanted to do something really different, and that is the time. It was like I felt I'm in my comfort zone. And you all must have heard that thought. They say comfort zone is a beautiful place, but it's a wasteland when nothing grows. So it was, I'm in my comfort zone, I'm not challenging myself. And I felt I'm too young to be in a comfort zone. It's my age to explore new things, to evolve. So that is the time when I felt that I'm more passionate about research, and I took admission in PhD. So actually my first experience or first encounter with the glaring gender disparity came when I was at Institute of Shipbuilding Technology. Not that I faced gender discrimination. No, the institute used to enroll students based on merit. Okay, in the admission process, there was no gender disparity. But what I observed is, in my class, the class in which I used to teach, there were just 2 girls. All other boys. And in other class, 100% boys. So this was my first encounter. Until then, because I come from a city, and it's a modern city where mostly these problems are not there, but I was shocked that, oh my God, if over here there are just 2 girls in a technical field, then what must be the state in those rural areas? I just could not imagine. But actually the thing that really moved the needle for me was when I joined PhD. It came as a shock, because when I entered my PhD lab, I realized that I'm the only girl in my batch. Like I'm the only girl who has come to pursue PhD. All my batchmates were boys. And the things got worse because I really found it difficult initially to mix up with them, because they used to hang out together. So I was like alone. And that is the time when I started realizing that, okay, even if you're from a hi-fi city, still there are problems of gender inequality. Even if the college is enrolling you based on merit, I saw that there are very few girls in PhD. And that is the time when I started reading articles about it. And I came across one article which stated that according to the United Nations, only 14% Indian women are researchers, only 14%. And global average is 28.4%. Only these many women are researchers, rest all are men. Then I read the World Economic Forum Gender Gap Report, which stated that it will take 257 years to eliminate the prevailing gender gap report at a global level. Sitting here, we don't even realize that it's so many years, 257 years to be specific. And I always felt that if a society has to progress, then it can never progress if only a part of it is progressing. It should progress equally. All the genders should progress equally. And I also felt that now that I have come across this problem of gender inequality and I don't do anything to change this problem, then guess what? By default, I become a part of the problem. Because if I'm sitting quietly and I don't do anything from my side, then I'm a part of the problem. So from that time onwards, I was very much determined to do something towards it in a small or big way possible. But I didn't know how to do it, but I wanted to do it. But till then, I didn't know what to do. It's like I had just came across so many issues that were new to me. I was willing to do something, but I didn't know what to do. And then the big turning point of my life came. So what happened is one fine day, somebody told me that there is a biophotonics meet in Brazil. And only few people are going to get selected, and it will be fully sponsored, and it's going to be a huge thing. And so as you all know that University of Sao Paulo is a reputed institute. Even the QS World Ranking I was seeing, it has got a very good rank, and I think it's the best public university in Brazil. So I was like, should I even apply? I don't think I'm applying because I don't know whether I'll get selected, because I just had that pressure that, oh my God, look at the level. So am I actually capable? And some of them even told me that don't apply. It is impossible. So that time I was like, okay, if they're saying it's impossible, then maybe it's impossible for them. Whether it's impossible for me, that I should decide, not they. And I was like, I will apply. Worst of worst, what will happen? I'll get rejected. Nothing else will happen. No, I'll apply. I applied. I really sincerely applied. And the date was mentioned that on this day, at this time, the results will be declared. And I was sitting with my phone to check the mail that what is the result? Will I get selected? At night, it was at night, late night, and still I didn't get any mail. And I'm like, no, I didn't get selected. And I slept. That time only my phone vibrated and gone to see mail that I had got selected. So that thing also taught me that do not self-reject. If you feel, even in general, I'm saying, if you feel you're not fit enough for a job, apply. Worst of worst, what will happen? You may not get the job, but it may so happen that you may feel that you're not good enough, but the hiring manager might see that quality in your resume or something that he's looking for. So never ever self-reject. I'm telling you from my experience. I had never moved abroad before this Brazil thing happened, and it was my first international thing. And I was shocked, but I was really happy because I was happy that my hard work is getting appreciated. And why I said that it proved as a turning point in my life, because I interacted with so many people, and it changed me. I matured as a researcher, I matured as a person. And then there was one event that day, and it was an event by SPI, International Society of Optics and Photonics. And actually, after coming to Brazil, I got to know that, okay, so many chapters are there and so many events can be conducted. And I was like, so many new doors were open for me. And when I returned to India, I was a completely different person. I was a more confident woman in STEM. So wherever I go, even after 50 years or even after 30, 40 years, even if I'm called somewhere to give a talk, University of Sao Paulo will always be mentioned in my talk, because it has proved to be a turning point in my life. So after I came, the first thing that I did was to search whether there is an SPI chapter in my college. So I was really thankful that, meaning I checked the website and I got to know. So there is a faculty, Saidi Reddy sir, our chapter head, and then I realized that okay, our institute has SPI chapter. I went and I spoke to him, and he was really happy that I'm willing to join. He encouraged me, and I joined SPI, and that is when a new chapter in my life started, because all the things that I had seen, all the things that I wanted to change, I realized that it's time that I have got a good platform by which I can actually make things happen, because finally platform really matters. If tomorrow I go and tell I want to do so and so thing, they'll be like, what, go. But if I arrange with a team of SPI members, then it really makes an impact. So SPI is a very good platform for youths like us who really want to bring a positive change in life. And luckily, I got a very good SPI chapter team, and we applied for the EDI grant, Equity, Diversity, Inclusion Grant, and we won that grant. And that is when we started conducting events for EDI. So I will tell you all certain activities that we have conducted. The first event that we conducted under EDI grant was essay contest. Okay, so my main intention was like, what we did is we conducted an event called Tech Saheli. It is a year-long social event, and all the events that we conduct under Tech Saheli will be for equity, diversity, and inclusion. And so I became the chairman of Tech Saheli, and I was very clear that whatever events I want to conduct under this, it should be for the community, like not only for the institute students. I wanted to involve the community, because as a whole, everybody should think in that direction. That's what I felt. And my first was essay contest. And the essay contest was the importance of gender equality in STEM. Because I'll tell you why I kept this essay contest. Because see, now I'm speaking something, y'all are listening. Now it's a passive action. Tomorrow, if I tell you that you have to write something on this topic, you won't realize, but you will start thinking in that direction. Okay, and then you'll think, okay, so now if the topic is EDI in STEM, how important it is, you'll start thinking. You'll see what were the incidents that you have seen in your life and you felt that it needed to change. And by default, you will start thinking in that direction. So I wanted the people to think in that direction. And that is the reason why I purposely kept this essay contest. And this will be the first step wherein you'll start thinking. And second, when you're writing, it gets fed in your mind. Unknowingly, it gets fed in your mind. Okay, and then by the time you have finished writing, somewhere it makes an impact on your brain. So that is why the first contest was essay contest. We didn't expect that we'll get many entries because it was the first event, but we got many entries. Even the boys spoke on this, and every essay was different. And actually, the good thing about such events is that everybody has something very different to offer, something that you can never think of. Like she must be thinking something really different, and I'll read and I'll be like, I never thought of this. It's such a good idea, because in that essay, I had also asked that tell some suggestions how we can work in this direction. So certain suggestions, like even if they're really young, they think of such awesome suggestions. I must say we can't really think of those events. Those points. Then second was Women in STEM Week. So what I felt is there are not many platforms which speak about achievements of women. Okay, so basically what I wanted to do is, like, as you all know, media plays a very important role in our life. Like every day, if you see a girl, say for example, every day if I watch a girl on TV who dresses up really nicely, like well dressed every day, like, fashionable. One day I'll watch, 2 days I'll watch. If 10 days continuously I'm watching that, I'll be like, even I'll dress up like her now. Even I'm becoming fashionable. That is how we get influenced by media. We don't realize. But when we scroll, if we watch something, we automatically get influenced. It's our psychology. So what I wanted to do is, by the time the pandemic had come and all our events had gone virtual, so we created a FB page, SPI's FB page of our chapter. And what I started to do is, I started contacting my friends, okay, women in like early career. That was my target audience, early career professionals who are really doing good in their fields. I asked them about their stories and I posted those stories. So what will happen is, everybody who is following our page, they'll start reading those stories. The young girls will start reading, and then they feel, oh, this girl, she's from my locality. She studies in the same college that I or somebody, my elder sister studies, and see so much she has achieved. Even I'm a young girl. Even I have the potential. Even I want to do something. So automatically, like as much as you read, you get influenced. So that was the intention of this event, Women in STEM Week. I wanted to celebrate the achievements of all those women. Then Women Scientist Series. Okay, now the thing is, the events are on equity, diversity, and inclusion in STEM. Then you all might think, why I'm targeting only women? It's nothing like that. All the activities that we conduct, we encourage equal participation of both the genders. But as I have read the report that there are very less women in research, that is the reason why some events were focused in that direction. So Women Scientist Series. Now Women Scientist Series, like since I was a kid, at least with me this has happened, that somebody says scientist, automatically I start thinking, okay, a man is standing in the lab with some equipment and with some spectacles and a lab coat, and he's standing, like automatically I think of a man. But I realized that there are so many women scientists whose stories are unknown. And that is why I came up with this event, Women Scientist Series. Started reading about all the women scientists and I started posting about them. That see, we have women scientists as well. Only men cannot be good scientists, women can be good scientists as well. So next was elocution competition. So elocution competition, what we did is, the topic was once again here, like how equity, diversity and inclusion is very important. And here the target audience was school students. And they had to tell in 5 minutes time, they had to tell the importance. And one topic was my favorite scientist, women scientist. So on that they spoke. So I'm sure that their parents must have made them read that speech at least 10-20 times. And I'm sure that the kids who participated, the girls must have got really inspired at a very young age, that see, a women scientist, a woman can be a great scientist. Even when I grow up, I'll become a scientist. And even the boys must have understood that, okay, both the genders can do good in such domains as well. Women are not just great homemakers, they are good scientists as well. They can do good in research as well. Then I came up with another event called EDI Weekend. Now, EDI Weekend, you all must have seen on the SPI, main SPI website, that they have many articles on equity, diversity, and inclusion. So we know because we are SPI members and we know about that website. But what happens is, common people, general public, they don't know about it. So what I started doing is, the resources which are available on the main SPI website, I started reading those, and all those I started posting on this FB page. And I started suggesting that these are good resources for equity, diversity, inclusion. If you all are interested, please have a read. EDI weekend, because Saturday, Sunday, all are free, and on the weekend, you all can read such articles. And then finally, EDI survey, in which even you all took part. So I will be reading about the results very soon of the EDI survey. So another thing that I was concerned about, obviously gender equality is one of the things that I'm concerned about, and another is child education. Okay, so SPI gives us the opportunity to conduct outreach activities, and you all must be knowing that most important target audience should be kids. Okay, I will tell you, I got to know about optics and photonics like actually properly and about SPI after joining PhD. Imagine, so late. So I feel that if I am from a well-educated family, from a good family background, still I don't have this much exposure. Imagine the kids, what they must be knowing about optics, photonics. So then I felt it's high time, now that I have come to know about all these things, I should go and share it with the kids. So I conducted multiple outreach activities. Like I have gone, I have told them about optics, photonics, and even after I got featured as women in optics, then more schools started calling and all. Like I got an opportunity to interact with more kids after that. So, but now I have a new plan, and why I'm sharing it with you all is so that even you all can think in that direction. What I felt is, okay, equity, diversity, and inclusion, meaning everybody should have equal access to all the opportunities, all the people should be included. So I felt I'm concentrating, okay, boys are anyways coming, girls are coming, then all the other minorities. So I felt that, okay, what about the orphans, or what about the children from underprivileged areas? They do not get access to all this knowledge, no? So outreach activities we can conduct for schools. They are good schools. Children are like really from a good family background. But what about orphans and people who belong to, underprivileged section? And that is why now I'm thinking of conducting outreach activities specially for the underprivileged people. So I have started contacting certain like NGOs and all for that purpose. So this is the next initiative actually. And why I'm sharing all this with y'all is because I can do all this in India. So y'all have a chapter there in Brazil. So I'm just sharing all the ideas with y'all because even y'all have a chapter and all of y'all are equally enthusiastic. So even y'all, it's just a gentle nudge in that particular direction, just sharing my experiences with y'all. Obviously I'm sure y'all must be having something more to offer to it, but I'm just putting those ideas in your head. So so after working also in all this direction, I always realized that there is so much more to do. Like even if you work, I'm not saying that after conducting these activities all these problems are just going to vanish. No, it's just a baby step in this direction. I feel everyone should work collectively in that direction, and there is so much more to do, and it acts as a fuel to all my activities and my cause. So EDI survey, which I had sent you all as well, I'll tell you all. So totally in the survey, 5 countries participated, people from 5 countries: India, Brazil, Canada, Finland, and America. Okay. So the question was girl is to boys ratio. Now we are talking about gender discrimination, gender inequality. Let's see whether really really that scenario is there or not. So 5 countries participated, and what I noticed was the girl is to boy ratio, only 20% people said that there is 1:1 ratio. Okay, so for one girl, there is one boy in the class in technical institutes. 20% people said. Now remaining 80%, I'll tell you what they said. In that remaining 80%, 25% people said that for one girl, there are 6 boys in the class, 1:6. 10% said 1:3 ratio. So one girl, 3 boys. 15% said one girl, 5 boys. 5% said one girl, 10 boys. And another 15% said one girl, 2 boys. 2% even said one girl, 18 boys. And 8% said one girl, 4 boys. So now you tell 80% people in this 80% percentage, there is inequality, right? Just 20% said 1:1. So that really shows. So another question was, does your institute support equity, diversity, and inclusion in STEM? As I already told that even in my institute or where I was teaching or where I'm learning, the institute enrolls students based on merit. But I do not find that many girls. The problem I feel in research, what I feel is, see, by the time we finish bachelor's, master's, we are almost 24, 25. So at least in over here, we are expected to get married by that age. So many of the girls don't pursue higher education because then their time gets split between family and career. That's how it stops. So I think that is the one of the most important reason why there are very few women in research line. So question was, does your institute support equity, diversity and inclusion in STEM? 80% people said yes, and it's a really great thing, I must say. 20% people are saying maybe. I don't know. They are like maybe, so they don't know what is the answer. Now, one more question was, do your students or classmates, why I said students, because I had sent certain faculties as well. So do your students or classmates know about optics and photonics? I wanted to know because I myself got to know about it in PhD. And I'm telling y'all, even y'all must be knowing that optics and photonics has a lot of scope. Only thing is that not many people know about it in many places. So when I asked this question in the survey, what I noticed, 56% people said yes, they know about optics and photonics. 44% people were like, no, don't know about it. Then, do you all know about SPI? This was the next question. And 54% people said no, they don't know about SPI. And 46% said yes. So that means high time that outreach activities are, done really in a nice way, because 54% people don't know. And these were institute people. So I think they are facing the same problem that I face. Even I didn't know about optics photonics. My research was somewhere in that line, and that's how I got to know about SPI. And after coming to Brazil, but many don't know. So next question was, what percentage of girls in your class have interest in pursuing science or research as their career? They are saying they have interest, but I don't know whether they will actually follow that interest. That is another story. But 22% people said, just 22% people said that 70% to 100% girls that they know, they want to pursue research as their career. So remaining people were below 70%. Okay. Now, there was a specific question. What is the gender discrimination problem that you have come across, or anybody you know who has come across, and how did they deal with it? So 5 answers I have just jotted down for your reference. So what one person said is, he finds that there are less number of women in leadership and prominent positions. Like this person, whoever has answered, he says that in his department, there are just 4 female teachers and 15 plus male teachers. Even in my department, I'll tell you, there's just 1 female faculty. All others are male. So one person said that his sister is very intelligent and she got a very good job, but parents didn't allow her to join that job because they felt that she's not supposed to work. Maybe she was supposed to marry or something. The reason he didn't mention, but he said that they didn't allow her to join the good job that she got. So see, we don't realize, we get all the facilities, we sit, we don't realize all these problems are still prevalent. And it was a decent crowd that I have sent this survey to, and still I'm getting such answers. One was one person is saying, in mechanical engineering department, hardly any girls are there in the class. Even I noticed that when I was pursuing bachelor's and there was a mechanical engineering department, all full class was of boys, no girl. Maybe they feel that girls are not good enough to pursue such a, this domain, mechanical engineering. And one person was a site engineer, and then he said that most construction companies, whenever they hire the candidates, they prefer males. So this is another problem, like they want males. And in sports and in heavy activities, it seems this was one answer, boys are given preference over girls. So see, these are the problems, real-time problems. Like recently I had sent the survey and these are the answers that I got. Now, one more question was, best way to encourage equity, diversity and inclusion at your workplace. This was the question. And what some people said, or one person said, is people should get rid of that old way of thinking, so the person felt that certain places or certain regions have a old way of thinking, wherein the a particular job or any admission in a university is given based on your caste or something. So what he felt or she felt is all the jobs and the college admissions should be given just based on merit, purely on merit. So based on merit, if you give, then all these problems don't arise of equity, diversity, inclusion, because if you're deserving, you get it. So this was one suggestion that somebody suggested in the survey. And one person says that the recruiting process should be such that it should give better access or better opportunities to the less represented group. Like I feel even in the like now when we are conducting activities, we should encourage that the less represented groups are encouraged to participate in this competition. We should specifically mention that we are encouraging everybody, because in a many times what happens is we feel we are not good enough. Like if we do not have there are many platforms which do not represent, like there is a very the representation is very less, okay, of suppose women at high positions. Then what happens? Even the girls feel maybe we are not good enough. And initially it's okay, but sometimes if it continues, like if you belong to a region where girls are not at all given importance, and then suddenly you come in a new world, and there you are expected to perform, then it takes a toll on your mental health as well. It can even result in severe mental health, like depression, imposter syndromes. Such things can arise. Okay, so from a young age itself you should have exposure to all these things. And one person suggested that all companies should have a rule that 50% reservation is for women and 50% for men, that way compulsorily. Okay, so this was one suggestion. And more number of female professors should be there. Somebody suggesting that. Yeah, I feel that if we have more number of female faculties, even the girls get motivated, and they start feeling comfortable that okay, even I can become a professor like her. Otherwise, if somebody is an introvert, like I'm an extrovert, so I do not get affected by such things basically. But I'll tell you, even when I joined PhD, I was the only girl student, and I knew that anyways PhD is a difficult journey, and now this is another challenge that I will be in a lab, all boys are there. I don't know whether I'll even be making good friends here. So that was initially really difficult. And certain people even asked me the question that, what are you doing here? Like, why are you pursuing PhD? You're almost 24, 25. Aren't you supposed to go and get married by this age? Like, these questions I got. Whereas my lab mates who are males, they never got these questions. So that itself is annoying, right? So more number of female professors. This was one suggestion. And one person suggests that engage both the genders in all the tasks at all the levels. So this we can remember while like this we can keep in mind when we are conducting any activities. Like we can engage all the genders, we can encourage, because finally equity, diversity and inclusion is what? Not that women should get all the rights. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying equity, diversity, inclusion is everybody should get equal opportunities based on the merits, not because you belong to a particular gender or particular community or region or anything. You deserve it, you get it. So even in the events and all we conduct, if we say that we are encouraging everybody, like suppose it's a sports event, suppose, and then certain people have the notion that sports, boys are supposed to do it. Like there are regions wherein girls feel that this sports, boys are supposed to participate. Should clearly mention we encourage both the genders. Like in certain events, like we should directly mention, then they get comfortable that okay, the event organizers are encouraging us to participate. Everybody will participate. That's what I feel. And one person suggested equal opportunity and equal pay should be given to everybody. So this is what was the conclusion of the survey. Why this survey we conducted is because we are conducting certain activities. We have got a grant, TDI grant, and we are working in that direction. Should know, like, whatever surveys and all we read, we have read, like, it's better to carry out a survey among the people who are, of our career level, like pursuing PhD or something from different countries, and see what exactly is the scenario. So it was just an idea, and that's how we created that survey and circulated it. And actually, like, see, like, just 20% people said that 1:1 ratio. I was blown out, like, really? So I didn't expect, because I had sent to a, meaning, I was not expecting that just 20% will say 1:1 ratio. I had expected at least 40-50 will say, but 80% people didn't, 80% people claimed that there's no 1:1 ratio even today. And then, yeah, so this was all about the activities, and certain things I would even like to tell. Like, I told you all about my different incidents which shaped my life. I would also like to share certain things that I follow whenever I come across any obstacle or something. And this is my viewpoint, my way of thinking. And I felt that I should share it with you all, because we all are from the same career background, and we somehow, even if we all belong to a different country, I belong to a different country, but finally we are into this career field where the problems are almost similar and the challenges are almost similar. So what I want to tell is, we all want to be successful, and we do not like failures, and it's really hard to face failures, but we are in a career path where we can never predict when we will fail. Like, it's a sure, like, you can be sure that somewhere or the other, like while conducting research or while you do anything, in between you'll have to face failure. So what I want to say is, whenever you face failure in life, do not think that you are a loser, or failure. Do not consider, failure to be opposite of success. Consider failure to be a part of success. Okay? Like, whenever I have faced failure in my life, I have always felt failure is a part of success. It's a stepping stone towards success. Because when you face failure, and next time when you do the same thing again, you are a much smarter person. Okay? You are a much smarter person. You won't repeat that mistake again. So failure is not opposite of success. Remember that it's a part and a stepping stone towards success, which keeps on making you smarter and smarter, and finally you become successful. That's what I have experienced in my life, and I felt that I should share it with you all. And one of the most important thing in career, like, if you really want to be successful, consistency is the key. Consistency is very important. Does not matter whether you are smart, intelligent. Like, when I entered my lab, I always felt that these people are much more intelligent than me, but I have one thing: I'm a very consistent person. Okay? Like, now if you see, I had read somewhere and I really felt that it makes sense. Like, now when you have a hammer and you're breaking the stone, you keep on breaking, like hitting it, and finally, after say 100 times you hit it, at the 100th time the stone breaks. Okay, so can you say that 100th time it broke? Na? So 100th time was the effective one. Can you say that? You cannot say that. The stone broke not because of the 100th hitting. It broke because you hit it 100 times. Okay, so it is a result of the collective effort, not the last effort. So this is what consistency is. It is very effective. You can't just get up one day and say, you know what, I'm going to publish a paper. You see, now just see how I publish, you see. Can't do that. You have to be consistent. And finally, with that consistency, one day you will be publishing it. So consistency is the key. It has always proved to be very effective for me. And planning is very important. You should plan things. I'm not saying plans things which you are going to do after 5-6 years. I'm not saying that. At least 1 month plan you do. Have some plan in your life. And I'm not saying that all your plans will work. That is another thing. Your plans might even fail. But then if your plan A fails, then there's B, there's C, there's D. There are so many alphabets. So plan A fails does not mean you are a failure or it's never going to work. Plan A fails, go to plan B, go to plan C, but keep a plan. It is, it keeps you focused. So this is important. And self-confidence, I already told how important it is and how I learned about it at a very young age. Like when people were laughing at my looks and they were like, don't take part. And I learned that I have self-confidence. I will do it. And it has been effective for me till today. I go in front of an audience, I'm really nervous, but I don't show. It's like I have that self-confidence and I'll do it that way. So all of y'all should have self-confidence. And, I read one quote and I really liked it because it is in line with self-confidence. So what it says is, and this you all should remember, obstacles can't stop you. Okay, obstacles can't stop you. Problems can't stop you. Most of other people can't stop. They can't stop you. Okay, so obstacles, problems, other people, nothing can stop you. The only one who can stop you is yourself. Nothing can stop you. Only you can stop yourself. If you feel you're not good enough, you're not good enough. If you feel you are the best, you are the best. So it's on your mentality, the way you think. Does not matter what people think about you. People might come and say, see, you won't be able to do it. It is impossible. Just remember, it's impossible for them. If somebody says it's impossible, it is impossible for them, not for you, because nothing can stop you. Only your mindset can stop you. So always you all have to be positive. Positive, thinking positive, nothing else positive, not COVID positive. So your thinking should be positive. And at every step, like at your every career step, always set a higher goal. Don't remain stagnant. Every time you go, I don't compete with others. I don't like that definition of competing with others. It makes no sense. I compete with myself. If I'm at a particular level in my career, I will set up a higher standard for me. I'll challenge myself and I'll try to aim at one level higher. Okay, then if I reach here, I'll again challenge myself. I'll aim for something higher. So this is how your career graph should be. It's not that she got a job there, wait, I'll also try that. So that is competing amongst yourself. If you keep competing amongst yourself, what will happen? You all will never go higher. You all will just keep on running here and there. You all will not be focused. Keep aiming higher, you'll reach higher. And what will happen? People should follow your path. That should be your career graph. Try to be the best version of yourself. That's what I can say. Try to be the best version of yourself. Keep challenging yourself. Keep setting up a higher standard for yourself. That is how you will be successful, not by competing with others. If you compete with others, if you're competing with somebody and you're successful in that competition, you'll be happy. Tomorrow, if that competition doesn't work in your favor, you'll be sad. Your life will go in that race only. So just ignore what others are achieving. Be happy with other people's achievement and keep aiming higher. Just try to be the best version of yourself. And last is I want to tell you all about a quote about Martin Luther King. You all must have heard. So Martin Luther King, what he says is, and I really liked this, and especially as a PhD student, this is really effective. You all should listen to it. What Martin Luther King says is, if you can't fly, then run. Okay? And if you can't even run, walk. If you can't even walk, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. Even in research, if you are not feeling really good or you're really feeling very tired or something, you feel you can't fly, run. Can't run, walk. You can't walk, crawl. But keep moving forward. don't stop and don't move backwards. So I just hope that with all the experiences that I shared with you all about my life and about all the things that have proved effective for me, and after sharing about all the incidents and all the activities that we have conducted, I just hope that it was useful for you all, and I hope it proves to be a gentle nudge in the right direction for you all. And I'll be really happy if with my today's talk, your life changes at least by 1% in a good way. So y'all can always give me your feedback. I would love to connect with y'all on any social platform, and if y'all get good experiences, y'all can always share it with me. And it was really nice talking with y'all. So yes, this is where I end my talk, and now the stage is all yours. Y'all can just talk whatever y'all feel, any suggestions or anything.
Preeti,
Hi.
thanks a lot for the talk. It was very good.
Thank you.
And I don't know, someone has any question? Have any question to her? Any comments?
Okay, I would just like to. Okay, yeah. Okay, I would just like to mention that I didn't mention about my research. I'm not getting too much into the details, like too much technical. By the way, I work in the area of infrared thermography, and we have a thermography lab. I'm working in that. Like I'm working on biomedical applications of infrared thermography. My guide is from National Institute of Technology, Goa, Dr. Lalat Indugiri. So we both are working on that. He's basically an expert in infrared thermography. I'm in biomedical applications. So that's my research. It's like I'm a PhD student, and I didn't tell what's my research all about. So yeah, Camilla, you had something to say.
I just want to say that I loved to hear you today, because I'm very excited about all these topics, and I'm sure that you encouraged us to do more, because we do some things, we do some activities about the human in STEM or some other things like that, but we do need to do more. I don't know. Okay, and it's amazing to hear you, and
thank you. And I'm really happy that I'm seeing you. She's my friend since almost 2 years. She became my friend during the biophotonics meet. And after that, we have always been in contact. And I had told her that, please attend today's talk. I would be very happy. And I'm really happy that she attended my talk. And I could not recognize her initially. She is looking really different. But thank you for attending my talk. And thank you to all of you all that early morning, the first thing that you chose to do is listen to my talk.
And thank you for being here today and talk with us. Thank you so much.
Yes. So do you all have anything?
Preeti. I want to say that it was very inspiring, your talk. I really like the way you shared your experiences and all of that, talking about how to encourage women in these fields. And it's such a challenging task, right? Because we need representativeness, I don't know how to say, so we can bring more women to STEM fields. And the thing you mentioned, like self-confidence and how it makes, how it works in your favor, right? And sometimes I feel I feel confident, and sometimes I don't feel confident, and I really don't know how to build up self-confidence, because it just seems like something natural that comes off. Not a thing that we work on to bring it and make it consistent. So I would like you to comment on that. How is your process of building self-confidence?
Okay, so it's as human, it is completely normal that we cannot feel self-confident every time. Like there will be instances wherein we just lose hope on ourselves, like we just stop We just stop believing in ourselves. But one thing that we should really, understand is that everybody has certain flaws. You should accept yourself with that flaws. You should realize that you cannot be perfect. Everybody has certain imperfections, but you should not forget that your imperfection is what makes you unique. There's nobody like you. There's only one version of you, and that is you. There's
and
no
nobody
other
feels like you, right?
Yes.
Something like
So,
that.
yeah, so your imperfections, your flaws also are important ingredients of making you. Okay, they are an important part of your characteristic. Accept yourself the way you are. Love yourself the way you are. If you cannot love yourself the way you are, you cannot expect others to accept and love you the way you are. So, first and foremost is once you start accepting yourself with your flaws, with your imperfection, and still you love yourself, and then you'll start feeling confident that, okay, this is how I am, and I'm doing great in my life. Even I, like when I joined PhD, I didn't know anything about PhD. It is like I'm first generation in my family who is pursuing a PhD, and there are really brilliant brains in my lab, and I didn't know how I'll go about it. And but I decided instead of focusing on all the flaws, I'll just focus on the things that are, my strengths. I started focusing on those. I realized that, okay, maybe I'm not smart as them, as smart as they are, but I'm a consistent person.
Yeah.
I know that come what may, I will not lose my consistency and focus. I'm a hardworking person, and I was like, I have come here. Something like I believe in God a lot. So I feel some plan must be there. Simply, I won't land in this place. With some plan, the destiny has brought me to this place. So the very, the universal force that brought me here, same universal force will support me throughout this journey, and it will successfully bring me out of the journey. So you should learn to, keep working hard and not expect anything in return. Like if you keep expecting that I want to be there, and you keep thinking that way, you won't reach there. But if you feel that, okay, I have to work hard, like whenever I even submit a paper somewhere, my aim is not that my paper should get accepted in that journal. My aim is that whatever paper I'm writing, it should be the best. Like whatever best I can give, like my ultimate level of perfection. This is the ultimate that I can do. That much I will do, and I'll submit. Why? I'll tell you. One, it will get accepted. I'll be happy. Second, it may still get rejected, but still I'll not regret, because I'll be like, I have given my 100%. Still, if it has not got accepted, I do not regret. I give my 100%. I'm satisfied. Like even my friends call me up after interview, and they're like, I'm very upset. I answered the interview and I didn't get the job. So my question is, you answered interview? They're like, yes. You had studied properly? Yes. You gave your best? Answer is yes. Then what else could you do? You couldn't do anything more than that, right? You gave your best, be satisfied. You didn't get a job not because you fell short somewhere. You didn't get a job because the hiring manager didn't like you. That's not your problem. Finish it off. Then they're like, yes, not our problem that the person who is hiring didn't like us. We gave our best. So that's how you should deal. And you should accept yourself with all the imperfections. Like even I accepted at a very young age. Like I realized that, okay, they're laughing on me. They feel I'm ugly. They feel I'm dark. Fine, that's their way of looking. I'm self-confident. I feel I'm the best Miss Universe that I can, portray. I'll do my best. And I did my best. I didn't care what people thought about me. All that I cared is I am taking up this role. I want to do my best. And I got the prize. Always remember, do not try to prove yourself with words. This is one thing that I follow. People come, underestimate, they criticize, I ignore. I do not tell them that how you can say this way to me. I'm really a good person. I'm this and that. I can do this. I can do that. Don't underestimate me. I don't say a word. I just sit quietly. I keep working hard. Tomorrow, my achievements only speak for myself.
Yeah.
That is what I have learned. Don't try to prove your point to anybody. I'll tell you why. Because people who are really close to you, you will never need to prove yourself in front of them. Okay? People who really are your well-wishers, who are close to you, you never need to prove yourself in front of them. And people who are not your well-wishers, okay, who do not have good intentions for you, how much ever you try to prove yourself to them, they do not have the ears to listen. It's useless trying to prove yourself to them. So in life, never try to prove yourself to anybody. Your achievements should speak everything. Your achievements should make the noise, not your words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actions speak much louder than than words, right? I agree 100%. Yeah.
Yes.
And the other thing that I just want to comment on that is I realize that even us that have this openness to these subjects, even us have bias, right? So they are conscious bias against some groups. We might not even realize that, but we have it. So I guess the key for us to break this cycle is to have representativeness, right?
Yes.
In all the places. So, and expose ourselves as much as we can to different groups doing science, whatever, entertainment. So we should watch women, you should watch LGBTQY+, and so on and so forth. So even us should make our work to expose ourselves to this group so we can get rid of our unconscious biases. So yeah, I think we should pass this on to the other people. So because we are aware of this, but many people might not be aware of this. So if we expose people, society to these all different groups, they will become more and more aware of the impact that these groups can achieve, and they won't make a difference. So I guess the key for us to be more, how they say, more to achieve more representative, to achieve more equity and diversity is to expose ourselves to diversity.
Yes.
At time more. So yeah, this. Oh, do you have like an experience to share in this direction? Do you think this is the right? I
actually agree with whatever you said, because when we read about certain things or we watch, we understand that okay, such things are there. But when we actually go, like when we actually land in that domain or start actually working, that is something really different. It's like hands-on experience, we can say. It's like reading a book on practicals and practically doing it. These two are completely different things. Yeah. So you cannot really experience what it is till you actually start working towards it. Like, see, a small example was this survey. I had read about it, but when I conducted this survey, I actually saw that, okay, see, these are the things. Even today, they are prevalent. So more we start exposing ourselves to this, what happens is we start moving, we start interacting with more people. Like now, see, we are interacting. Each of you all have something really different. The topic is the same. The topic on which we are talking is the same. But all of you all have something really very different to contribute in this discussion. And that is the reason why discussions are really important. Because even if the topic is the same, everybody has a different dimension to approach that topic, and that is how collective efforts contribute in giving good results. These are problems which cannot be solved single-handedly or only if a certain group of people or a region of people work. It is a collective effort. It's a collective force that should work in this direction. That's what I feel, to get good results.
Yeah, I agree. So you cannot convince children, for example, that women can do good science if they don't see women doing good science.
Yes.
So they should expose themselves to these, the work from these minority groups. So, and we should help in this process, I guess.
One quote I had read somewhere: the world does not change with your words, the world changes with your example. You set an example, they will believe you. You just say words, you get up one day and you say words, nobody will believe you. You have to set up an example or give an example and show an example, prove your point, then people will believe you.
Yeah.
So I think it's 7:15. Okay, I didn't realize that it's already 7:15. I just hope that y'all had a good time and y'all didn't get bored. I think Giancarlo, you can stop recording now.
Okay.